it's time to talk about getting into 10X activity. And I am going to ask you, if you would, to please let me know what you got out of this final chapter, which is the chapter with regards to getting started with 10X. Getting started with 10X. What are the one or two things that you're like, boom, I got to do this right now?
Very simple, to take action.
Oh my gosh. Take action. You know what I loved about this last chapter, Dovile, is that he said, if you're going to call Warren Buffett, call him. Don't write a script about it. Don't try to figure out what you're going to say. Don't make a plan around it. Just pick up the phone and call the guy. And aren't we all guilty of that? Aren't we all guilty of overthinking it and thinking about it, Dovile? What are your thoughts on that?
Absolutely. And I think that's probably most of us, probably 99%. We don't act enough. We go to every training, we plan, we create schedules over and over. We create our lead follow-up and everything, but then we lack in actually taking the action. Warren Buffett would hear that we spent a week preparing for that call. You wouldn't, as long as you pick up the phone and call him.
Just pick up the phone and call him, because he's not going to call you, right? He's not going to say, oh, I think Dovile wants to talk to me. I'm going to call Dovile, right? So get into action. All right.
I wish you did.
Right? Well, Dovile, call him. Call Warren Buffett today, right? I was talking to somebody the other day who said, yeah, I had a question, so I just picked up the phone and I called Gary Keller. And I'm like, you did? And he's like, yeah. And I said, did he call you back? He said, he did. I was like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. That is awesome. That is awesome. So that was really cool. That was really inspiring to me. Okay, great. First of all, I do want to say, do we have Lisa Lonergan? I thought I might have seen her come up on this call. Did I see her? I see Lisa Iverson, but I thought I saw Lonergan coming in, but maybe I didn't. But I did want to say Lisa Lonergan just put a $1.6 million listing up that is absolutely gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful. I don't know if you guys saw that. Wow. 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 My husband went, man, that's a nice listing. So congratulations to you. Oh, Dovile, you're breaking in and out, lady.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you now.
So I want to say something about Lisa. Lisa got her license not even a year ago. Her first sale was 2.2. Her second sale was 3. Her third sale was 2.2. She has 1.6 listing. You know why? Because she definitely took action.
She took action. So what did she take action on?
She was not afraid. She was not scared to take a big project. And she didn't even know that she was new. She actually acted on it.
That's awesome. I love it, Dovile. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. All right, who will go next? You read the chapter on 10X. What is the one thing that you took from this chapter and this entire book that you are going to put into place for you, or an aha that you have around how your business is going to be impacted by 10X action? Don't all speak at once. You guys have so much to say. Who'll go? James?
Can you repeat the question? I was distracted.
That's all right. What else are you going to do? I want to hear from somebody else of what you're taking from this book and you're going to put into 10X action in your business. James?
Sure. Yeah, I'll go. It's a little loud where I'm at, but
that's all right.
To be omnipresent, like to just absolutely control your market, be everywhere all the time.
I love that. Omnipresent. Yeah, and you guys can chat in the chat box if you'd like to as well. Omnipresent. Be everywhere all the time, in front of everyone at all times. And your message is what you want them to remember you by. You want listings, you want buyers. Where do you want to be? What is your message out there? Like Grant Cardone, he said, I want to be everywhere known as the #1 sales trainer in the world. That if you're going to get sales training on how to run your business from a sales perspective, you think of Grant Cardone, right? Building big business. That's what he wants people to think. That's the mind share he wants to create in someone's mind. You know, it's really interesting because it's so true that this works. You know, a lot of times I see on Facebook different agents outside of the company that we're in, or and I have access to look and see how much business they've done. And sometimes I am so shocked by the fact that they've done very little business, but to see them on Facebook and there are different things that they say and put out there, you would think that they're massive, massive producers. Will they be massive producers? Yes, they will. Because they're already thinking like a massive producer, right? So they will get there. It's very inspiring. I love it. All right, next, I want to hear from someone else. What are you going to put into action for yourself from the 10X book?
Hey, Becky, this is Kim.
Hey, Kim, how are you?
I'm good. I'm sorry I can't be on camera today, but
That's all right.
I wrote down a sentence from chapter 22 that really just hit home with me that I wanted to share.
Okay.
And Grant said, successful people assume their future achievements rely on investing in actions that may or may not pay off today, but that when taken consistently and persistently over time will sooner or later bear fruit. And that is obviously, you know, taking the action of lead gen. And we all know that a lot of times we'll lead gen and nothing's happening, right? Like we're not getting a yes, or we're not seeing the fruits of the labor. But if you do it consistently over time, it will pay off. So that massive action and that belief that if you're doing the right things, hard work will pay off.
I love that, Kim, that massive action and that belief that if I'm taking the action and doing the right things, it's all going to pay off. Guys, do you guys hear a common theme that we talk about almost every single morning? It's about taking action and taking action consistently, right? And it does require an urgency, and it also requires a patience to see it all unfold. But you have to do it every single day. All the time, every day, that same action. And some days it's going to work and some days it's not, but eventually you have faith that it's going to have a massive result. It's called the compound effect. Doing it one time here and one time again in 2 weeks and one time again in 3 weeks, you're leaving it up to chance. But when you have an action that you take every single day, one compounds on the other, and you start to see your results coming in after a time. You remember from the beginning of this book, guys, there are no overnight successes. Do you remember that from the beginning of this book? There are no overnight successes. Everyone's worked hard at what they've done before they actually make it. It's the same thing for all of us. I want to take you to page 188. So if you've got the book, if you'll go to page 188, because Grant, whether you've read this chapter or not, Grant gives us 6 very specific things to keep in mind as you start on your 10X journey, And guys, it's never too late to start. How many of you had really big plans for January and maybe January hasn't gone the way that you thought it was going to go? Okay, forget about it. We're 22 days in. Start your year today. Start it today. No one says that January 1 has to be the beginning of your year. Yesterday is gone. Let's start today. And he says, so maybe you take the time to go through this again. Do not reduce your goals as you write them. So rewrite your goals out. Rewrite your goals and don't reduce them, but rewrite them and recommit to them. Rewrite them over and over and over again and recommit to them. 2, do not get lost in the details of how to accomplish them at this point. This happens to Morgan and I all the time. We're like, what do we need to accomplish today? We need to accomplish this. And then I'm like, all right, well, let's go do this. And then Morgan will say, well, I've got 862 questions. And I'll say, all right, well, what are your top 3 questions of your 862? All right. And then we can go down this rabbit hole and this rabbit hole. And then we have to say, wait a minute. What did we say was the one thing we got to do? Let's just go do it. And then we go do it. And Morgan will come back in my office and she'll say, I set 3 appointments in an hour. I'm like, oh my gosh, how'd that happen? Because she took action, right? Morgan, am I being honest here that this is how it happens?
Absolutely.
And, you know, Morgan does have me and I have her so that we can keep each other refocused. So who's your accountability buddy? Karen, did you and Kim commit to each other your schedules for today last night?
Nope.
Okay. So tonight, what are you going to do so that you can be prepared for Monday?
Actually, I take that back. Kim sent me mine. So I'm sorry, friend. She did send me hers.
She sent you hers and you just need to send yours to her. Okay. So that's what you'll do tonight. It's one action at a time, right? Third, ask yourself, what actions can I take today to move me toward these goals? What action can I take today to move me towards these goals? And then I would say, after you ask yourself that question, go back to number 2. Do not get lost in the details of how to accomplish it. Just take the action, pick up the phone, make the call the expired and let them hang up on you. Who cares? Then call the next one and then call the next one. And at some point, someone's going to say, oh, Rita, you know what? I wasn't really thinking of putting my home back on the market for another couple of months. You know, I just don't know if it's the time, or, you know, I'm just thinking maybe I'll wait a couple months or whatever. And then you'll have someone that'll engage with you. But Rita would never get that person to engage with her if she hadn't have made those other 4 calls where she got hung up on. Right, Rita?
That's correct.
That's right.
Yes.
You got to do it. 4, take whatever actions you come up with, regardless of what they are or how you feel. Take whatever actions you come up with, regardless of what they are or how you feel. How you feel, guys, is the big trap. You are more than your feelings. Do you guys understand what I mean when I say that? You are more than your feelings. Many of us that are in business, how we feel is the trap that we get in that will take us through the rest of your day. Any of you watch golf? Who's an avid golf watcher here? Okay, you know, it's me and James and Katarina. Okay. So it doesn't matter the sport, but there's a guy in golf and his name is Jordan Spieth. Has anyone ever heard of Jordan Spieth? Raise your hand. Okay, Jordan Spieth is like a young phenom. He came on the tour. He won everything, #1 in the world, millions of dollars. It was all good. He was making incredible shots. He did that for a couple of years and now he's off the radar. Off the radar. Like, when I say off the radar, I mean like he went from the #1 this is the new Tiger Woods to off the radar. Is he still a great golfer? Absolutely. But guess what's happened to him? The 6 inches between his ears. The 6 inches between his ears. Something's gotten in his head. He's lost confidence. There's something. So what does the 6 inches between your ears propel you to do or not do? What does the 6 inches between your ears propel you to do or not do? And how is that impacting your family, your duty, and your obligation to success? Because remember, success is your duty and your obligation, right? It's your duty and your obligation to your family and to those that you are really focused on. Okay, 5, do not prematurely value the outcome of your actions. Kim Jones just said this. Do not prematurely value the outcome of your actions. Don't be tied to the outcome. Have you guys ever heard me say that? Don't be tied to the outcome. It's not mine. It's a bold law. It's Diana Kokoska. Don't be tied to the outcome. Be tied to the activity. Let the outcome be the outcome. Because without the activity, how many outcomes do you get? 0. So who cares about the outcome? Just do the activity. Just do the activity. 6, give back each day and review the list. Now, here's the thing. All of this means nothing without you taking the action. Can we agree on that? Reading this book, going through these things, all of this means nothing without taking the action. You know why Grant Cardone is so wealthy and is doing so well? Why do you think? He's taking massive action, and there's a lot of people who aren't. And they pay $2,500 to go to his seminars, and they pay him thousands of dollars to coach them. And they keep on doing it because they get the inspiration, but they don't do the what? The perspiration. They don't do the work, right? And so it's incumbent upon you guys right now. It's your duty, it's your obligation to do the work. To do the work. You know what you're supposed to do. Now you go do it. And the first thing that happens is you're going to have in your mind all of these excuses. Well, I got this going on. Well, I got this going on, or I'm feeling this way, or I've got this and I've got this. And we can have reasons or results, but we can't have what? Both. We can't. We can have reasons or results, but we can't have both. All right, give me a vibe. How you feeling right now? Tell me what's going on.
I'm so grateful that Grant admits to being scared. Like, I love when his wife says, like, you're never scared. And he's like, no, I'm always scared. And that is definitely how I feel as I'm still a new agent. I'm scared all the time. And so I'm trying to tell my 2 new teammates who are brand new too, like, yeah, you're going to be really scared, and just jump in and say yes. And we figure it out as we go.
That's right, Karen. We do it scared. Here's the thing. He's scared all the time. You know, I was talking to Zach yesterday, and Zach was telling me about this video that he saw that Grant Cardone was on, and Grant was like giving this fist pump and high five when he was on the phone with someone, and he said something really good and trial closed them. And then he said something and it messed up. And then he had to go back and say something again to trial close them again. He messes up on every conversation. It's okay, but you do it scared. I love that. Thank you so much, Karen. Do it scared. Morgan?
I was just going to say the number one thing I've probably gotten out of this is the idea behind success is your duty. And I guess I have this limiting belief that, like, I can't be super successful at work because I have my family to take care of. And the idea that he says that he's successful in all areas, he's present in all areas, and he does 10x in all areas of his life. And that whole counterbalance, just all of it's like full circle for me right now. I love it.
Awesome. I love that. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, you can have success in all areas of your life, not just business, right? You can have success in all areas of your life. It can be family, it can be health, it can be wellness. All of those different areas, you can have that. Anyone else? Okay.
I just say really fast, the mom guilt and probably dad guilt is real. And I was really feeling this yesterday. Kim was talking. I think, Morgan, maybe you said something, but I just want to say, is having grown adult children and a mom, like even when I went to real estate school last year and they wanted to buy me a nice calculator, I'm like, no, I have to have a crap one. And they were so proud of me. Like, I know you have littles, but they're proud of you and they're going to see you working hard and counterbalancing all of it. So the mom guilt is only in your head.
That's right. The mom guilt is only in your head. Karen, thank you so much for that, because we can have all of those things, and we can show our friends and family and our children and those people that really look up to us how you can successfully counterbalance all of it and have success in all those different areas. I love that. All right, guys, we are going to move on out of 10X. So I think that we all understand that 10X action will get us a 10X target. We all know that conceptually, right? And so now it comes down to you putting in the work to do it for yourself. So the next book that we're going to start with on Monday is the 12-week year. And this is going to be about taking those 10X goals and those 10X actions and breaking them down so that they are very small, simple, and clear of what you do on a daily basis to get to your next zone. This is less about mindset and inspiration and more about now taking all of this and marrying it to this. Okay, you guys ready? You ready? All right. I'll see you on Monday. Thank you so much. Make it a 10X day, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.